Hey guys, welcome to another show of Hillside. Man, am I so glad you guys could join me here on Facebook Live, here on the internet. I'm trying to attempt to record a TV show and a radio show at the same time, so you'll have to bear with me as I switch between the two. But man, today is such a beautiful sunny day. It's just nice to see in the midst of this chaotic, unchanging unchanging world that we can still we can still have such a beautiful day out here. It's wonderful out here. I love it. If I've been outside already, the area feels good. I went outside. There were some kids playing in their backyard. It just reminded me that no matter how big the chaos is, life can still go on. Life can still exist. Life can still grow because we're humans and we were designed that way. We weren't designed to be huddled up in a house or huddled up away from each other. We were designed for community, and we were designed to enjoy this creation and this life. And it's just, I enjoy it. I love it. I'm excited. I'm going to go for a walk with my wife later. We're going to hang out, enjoy this day. We're on vacation this week, so we get to just kind of hang back and hang out a little bit. For those of you who have to go to work today, I just pray safety for you guys. And also, I pray that you guys don't have a spirit of fear, that yes, in this time we need to take precautions, but that doesn't mean we need to completely shut down either. And, reach out to those neighbors and friends that that may need some extra support, that may need some extra help. We live here on a cul-de-sac that have a lot of older neighbors. We're checking in on them, texting, seeing how they're doing, seeing if they need anything. A dear friend of mine is at home sick, texting her, checking in on her, seeing how she's doing. Just because we're shut in doesn't mean we have to be shut out. And it's just amazing how life just seems to mend itself, and just keeps going and going, and we just got to keep pressing on and just enjoying life and carrying on and sharing each other's company, whether it's here online, through a text, through a phone call, through anything. We've got to try to stay connected in this, because the longer we feel isolated and feel apart from each other, I don't want that to become the norm. I don't want it to become this time where we draw ourselves apart from each other, because we already have enough of that, doing that in the world. Viruses, politics, violence, uncertainty. I just feel like in this time we can use this time to really get together however we can. I know a lot of the restaurants are closed, and a lot of the workers that we know, the servers that we know, are probably not making any money. But my wife and I decided that we have a budget every year, every month, and whatever the excess out of each line item that we don't use this month, we're going to take that, we're going to donate it to some of the servers that we know that are struggling, that are hurting. And I encourage you guys to do that. If we all just gave $10 in this community, $10 to somebody or to a fund or whatever, and it went to the elderly, and it went to those who live paycheck by paycheck. What a blessing this could be. We could take this time of uncertainty and make it a time of certainty for somebody who's saying, I don't know if I'm going to have enough food for the week. I don't know how I'm going to get food. I don't know if I can go outside. I don't know what I can do. We can be that conduit of certainty in somebody's life. We can walk with them, even if it's not physically. We can walk with them spiritually. We can walk with them mentally. We can walk with them in love. Even if it's socially distant, we can still walk with people in love. We can reach out to them and say, hey, is there something you need? The homeless population in this community, probably one of the most vulnerable segment of our community. What can we do for those guys, the elderly in the nursing homes? I know that they're not allowing visitors right now, but a phone call goes a long way. I have a bunch of uh, 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 friends that I'm gonna call later and just check in and just say how you doing. Tell them a joke. That's me. I like to tell jokes and try to cheer people up. We all have talents. We all have that moment where we can reach out and call somebody and just realize that just because like I said, just because we have to be shut in doesn't mean we have to be shut out of each other's lives. We can we can walk through this. And then one day when we look back on this and the restaurants are packed again and the churches are open again and and life is just going on and we've come out of this much stronger as a world, because I believe if we can do this and see what the end result really is out of this, is not to just survive a disease. Yes, not to just survive the virus. That is one aspect of it. But also I feel to come out as a better community, as a better country, as a better world, and realize that no matter how vast this world seems and how big this world seems, it takes one microscopic virus to make us realize how connected we are. And that's been a big discussion with my wife and I through this whole time, is just how connected we are. Doesn't matter what religion you are, doesn't matter what political side you fall on, it doesn't matter whatever issue is out there, whatever divides us, whatever we feel is important enough to divide us, really, we are really all connected. And it takes a moment like this. And it's sad because sometimes it seems like it takes a moment like this to make us realize how connected we are. Just because we have neighbors and we live in separate houses here, we're all connected. We're all vulnerable. We're all susceptible. But we can all be victorious as well. Just walk that out today and for the rest of the time that this uncertainty is going on. Just walk these out that one, we can still love people, even if it's from a distance. We can still support people, even if it's from a distance. Like I said, there's so many in this community that are living paycheck to paycheck, that are sitting at home right now going, oh my gosh, how am I going to feed my kids? Oh my gosh, how am I going to take care of myself if I get sick? How am I going to take care of my family if I get sick? Single mothers out there struggling, wondering what's going to go on. We can reach out to them. Elderly in nursing homes and at home, locked in, not knowing how or when they're going to be able to go get food. We went to a grocery store Friday night, and we just saw this sweet, sweet, sweet elderly couple. And they just looked so scared, like they were just huddled together around the cart. They were afraid to go out, but they knew they had to survive. They had to. And I just don't know what that kind of fear feels like. But I'm sure a lot of people do. And I'm sure a lot of people who are feeling that right now. And so I know everybody's telling us to stay away from each other. 6 feet. Don't go out. Don't go hang out in crowds. And I support all that. But we can also find creative ways to encourage people, to help people. You can call somebody and say, hey, what do you need? And if you can't go to the store, Amazon's a great place. There's all sorts of places online where you can order stuff and have it delivered. And it may not be the name brand stuff right now because people are stockpiling. But you can still find stuff to get by, to get through. And you can do that for people in this time. We can't be picky. My wife and I have talked about that too and said, if it comes down to it, if If the stuff that we aren't like, we'll get the opportunity to try new stuff. To try, a new kind of vegetable that we've never tried before, if that's all that's left, or just anything. It doesn't have to be a shutdown. It can be a moment to really live life and still live life and live life abundantly. We don't have to. We can life abundantly in the simple things too. In the simple times. If we have to scale back for a while, that's what we have to do. I'm thinking of my grandsons. Worry about how they're doing. I'm constant contact with mom and seeing how they're doing, and they're doing great. But you worry about your family. You worry about stuff like that. But you just got to pray that, and just keep hoping, and that everything's going to be just fine, and still live life. Still live it. Still live life. Don't let this shut you down from life and from each other. We just got to keep reaching out. Our church went online Sunday, and at first I was bummed. I was like, man, I'm going to miss everybody. I'm just going to miss it. But you know what? When my wife and I had worship together, and we watched the sermon online, and we sang the songs together in our own home, man, that was powerful for me. I'm not saying I didn't miss my church family, didn't miss our fellowship, but I'm telling you, when it was just me and my wife and God, whew, man, it was powerful. It was just amazing. And the words of the sermon rang truer, and the words of the song rang truer, and it was just amazing. It was like God was in our house, and he was worshiping with us, and we were worshiping him. Isn't that amazing that when we worship God, God not only enjoys the worship, but he worships with us? He enjoys the laughter. He enjoys the joy. He enjoys the peace of the moment and the happiness of the moment. And like I said, with this uncertainty, we can still find joy. We can still find happiness in this moment, in these times. We just got to get creative. We've got to find ways that we've never ever thought of before to stay connected with people, because that's the key here. We've got to stay connected. We can't just hibernate for 2 months and then come back out. We've got to stay connected, because with anything, when you've been away and you're not really connected to it for a long period of time, you lose interest, or you lose you just lose that momentum, and there's so much good momentum going on in this world that I would hate to see this virus just destroy that sense of humanity that we all have, that sense of community that we all work for and we all strive for. We all want community. No matter where we're at in this world, we all want community. We all want friendship. We all want that connection. But if we just stay at home and we don't reach out, how are we making connections? We're not. We're losing connections. And God called us to not have a spirit of fear, but to just proclaim boldly to your neighbors and to those that I love you. I'm going to look out for you. I'm going to do what I can to help you. Whatever you need. This should be a whatever you need situation. That should be our motto. Whatever you need should be our motto in this time. We should extend the same grace and compassion and love that Jesus gave us in this time. I know a lot of elderly people in my life. I know they're struggling. They have fears. They have doubts, and we're just trying to help calm that. It's a tough time, but I know we can get through it, and I know we can get through it together. And I want us to look back after this time and say, man, what a great time I had blessing so and so. Man, what a great time. I remember I got to help so and so. I remember that connection I made with so and so. Instead of after this being, whew, I'm glad we all survived that. I will be glad we all survived that. But I want the message to be, I want the remembrance of this time to be, man, how did I help somebody else? How did I help them? And by helping them, it helps us. It helps us to stay refreshed. It helps us to feed on that love that's inside of us, to grow that love that's inside of us, and just celebrate. When that day comes and the all clear comes, man, I would love nothing more to see people out in the street rejoicing with their neighbors, rejoicing, filling up those restaurants, filling up those establishments, fill up those businesses that are ultimately going to be hurt by the time that we're in. Fill it up, pack it out, pack the streets, pack the buses, pack life back into that desolate time that we're going through. Pack life into it. Just overflow it with life. And I'm excited that I got to spend a few minutes with you guys. I love each and every one of you out there. I wish you guys the best, and I'm saying it here. If you guys need anything, if you need a food run, if you need a phone call, if you need a joke, if you need anything and you can't get to it, message me, call me, text me, and I'll be that James Taylor song. If you need a friend, I'll be there. If you need food, I'll be there. If you need a situation, I'll be there. If you need anything, I'll be there. And that's the way our battle cry should be right now in this time of uncertainty with this virus. Is to those who are struggling, to those who are hurting, to those who are doubtful, I'm here for you. Whatever you need,